Welcome to Misala Productions. Welcome to Misala. As you can see, hello fellow YouTubers, hello Xbox community, gaming community. I want to make this video basically to a YouTuber that goes by the name of the 1316killer and a few others like him that said a couple of things based on the Halo Master Chief Collection. Now, I'm not a YouTuber myself. I'm just trying to start a little channel right now as we speak. In the process of I'm really nothing, nobody big, and in reality, I don't feel I have a right to make a response video, but there's just certain things that rub me the wrong way and that I didn't agree with. When he responded back to somebody in his comments section, said something about 4 engines running Halo, and they shouldn't make no excuses for the company or whatnot and things of that nature. I bought Halo, the Master Chief Collection, since day one. Yeah, I'm not a big multiplayer guy. I have 4 boys. They played all the time since of launch. Basically, there's been a lot of, I feel, is my personal opinion, and that has been a lot of misinformation. It's been taken out of context. It's by the internet, a lot of internet sites and media outlets, and even fanboys themselves, or of their whatever preferred platform it may be, that the game is broken and things of that nature. Okay, now I'm an adult. I should be, as far as I know, I'll be 40 this year, if I'm not mistaken. But so if you try to make a video, I guess, in response back, I don't want to hear anything, that you can't, so nobody will say, oh, no, he's getting an opinion from a younger gamer and doesn't know really what they're talking about, or using their mind or mentality, or the intelligence or the experience as gamers to, speak correctly and give an opinion, as an adult. I am a hardcore Xbox fan, but I'm first and foremost, I'm a gamer. I have all the consoles, and right now I feel that Xbox is the console that's giving you the big bang for your buck, for your money, compared to the competition. But that's neither here or there. I feel you rant it off on your video like you do a lot of times, psychotically. That's your style, and dude, you seem like a really cool guy, and you seem like like a really down to earth. You speak pretty educated, and you use selective choice of words pretty well. But sometimes I just think when you rant off, you just go crazy, and that's it. It's all for fun, I guess. But maybe the kid or the person that wrote on your comment wasn't educated enough, or didn't really know how to respond well enough. And honestly, this is the reason why I chose to do a response video to you and others, because it's not just you, it's others as well, in video form, or video to video, or face to video, however you want to call it, because of the fact that you can get out the information a lot clearer and a lot more precise. Is not this barrier of texting and things not sounding correctly or being expressed in one way and may sound like another to the person on the other end of the text, which happens quite often. Anyway, to get to my point, the reason why, and again, I'm not trying to condone Xbox. I'm not trying to say that, I'm trying to be a fanboy here saying that it's right to bring out products and merchandises that are not 100% stable. But in this particular case, I don't think and believe at all that it was Microsoft's intention on purpose to bring it out and to make the fans and the consumers, because we are consumers first. At the end of the day, like you said, it's true, very true. I agree with you. To bring out a product that was not cohesive and running correctly. But the problem is one, these new consoles in particular, the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, even though they're static because they're inside a plastic, casing, they're built more. They're built more like computers, and PCs. The only difference is, they're obviously not upgradable. So because they're built more like PCs, these developers are going to be more ambitious. They're going to try to make these worlds a lot bigger, add more things to them, add hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay, and things of that nature. You get the point. Me, myself, I'm a computer tech by trade, so I know hardware more or less pretty well. Not perfect, but well enough. And to make games is very hard. Developers, it's not an easy thing. And I feel as not, if you're not a developer and you're not a person that makes games, I feel you really don't have the right to pass judgment unless you're actually a game developer. Again, I'm making excuse for them, only because you're not in their shoes, so you don't know how big of an obstacle these things are to make these games, because there's a lot of things that come into play, from budgeting, time constraints, because these companies have other projects that they got to invest their money in to bring new software for the consumers. Okay, and in order to do that, okay, to be fair, Microsoft, there shouldn't be no issues as far as money goes. Plus, that's their flagship title, or one of their flagship, if not the biggest. And I get that. Yes, I agree, 100%. But the main reason why this game came out this way, okay, and you can agree with me or not, you can make your video afterwards and let me know how you feel. It's perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure it'll get to you some way, somehow. Okay, is that the game was supposed to be a surprise. As far as we knew from various outlets and certain leaks, it was only supposed to be Master Chief, Halo 2 Master Chief remastered, and done from scratch using the Halo 4 engine. And it turned out that it was actually all 3 games. Now, from what 343 Studios said in their own commentary, behind the scenes making of, they explained that the game was actually running on 6 game engines, 2 from the original OG Xbox and 4 from the 360, as everybody well knows. Okay, now the other little snippet or tidbit of information that a lot of people may not know is that each game was being handled by different developers. I believe there were 4 in total that were working coincide with 343 Studios and the people that were doing the new updated CG cinematics for Part 2. Okay, and even in that aspect, Microsoft spent about $60 million in just the CGs alone, because I believe these guys that did it for them, I forget their name, I can't think of them right now, excuse me for that, for not being informed and having done my homework. I do know their name, I just don't remember right now off the top of my head. They were paying them, I believe it costs about $1 million per minute, or every 5 minutes, just for the footage. And Halo 2 had about almost an hour of gameplay footage. So we're talking about roughly $60 million in the CGs alone. Okay, and the cost of gaming, as everybody knows, is nowadays is astronomical. That's the reason why a lot of these developers, unfortunately, are closing down and and we don't see them do anything after they do something really good that doesn't really catch in the market, and really cool games that deserve the recognition and the respect from gamers themselves in the community, and they just don't get it because people don't go out and buy it because they play it safe. They just buy whatever they know and already are accustomed to, like the Call of Duties and the GTAs and the Assassin's Creeds and the Far Cries, and in this case, Halo and Gears of War or what have you. You get the point, okay? And I don't want to come off like this is a rant video. This is more of me trying to give you, as a fellow compatriot and gamer in the community and in YouTube, as constructive criticism. Okay, you take it as you will. Maybe you can go give me the finger, the bird, and tell me to fuck off. Excuse my language. It really doesn't matter. You're entitled to it. It's okay. It's not going to make me no difference. I'm not here to, try to impress nobody. I'm trying to give you the most informative and intellectual or intelligent opinion as I can, as possible, from my own experience as an adult and as a gamer, and from what I know personally. So maybe all these misinformations that are out there for games like Master Chief Collection can stop. Okay, that was the first issue. The issue was that it was supposed to be a surprise, so they didn't do beta testing for the game like they did with Halo 5. Now, when you are not able to do beta testing a year in advance or 6 months in advance, this becomes a major problem. Now, I really don't think that Microsoft, with all the work they were probably putting into this in their studios, felt that, or thought in any way, shape, or form that it was going to crash or have any problems once the game launched, or maybe they just oversaw this many people buying the game at day one, okay, and trying to get in online at the same time created a big, domino effect, which gave them these issues. But to be honest with you, all the 4 games in the main campaign were fine. And I'm not really a multiplayer guy, but I did see all my boys play all the time religiously. They love Halo with their brothers, their cousins, whatever the case may be. Multiplayer modes were working fine. About 90 to 95%, everything was fine. The only thing I did notice was the lobby option they give you, which is the matchmaking to find players around the world online that play more in your play style to match up better matches in multiplayer, so they give you a better chance to win these matches against your competitors online in multiplayer mode. And it was being, the problem was that it would take a long time to find a match. That's it. That's really the problem that was happening. You had some latencies, but not that much. But the main problem was finding matches. And to be honest with you, I have the game myself. I never seen. I know for a fact from my experience, it was taken out of context. Now maybe other people had these problems and issues in their service because maybe they didn't have a high up, internet, the hertz, the speed. Maybe the speed was low, and that's why they probably experienced it more than others. But to be honest, to be fair, that's really not Microsoft's fault. That not everywhere in the United States and around the world they have the proper speed rate to keep up with the servers. It really isn't. It's actually the cable providers and the towns and the cities maybe that don't take it seriously, even though online right now is a big thing for everybody, from cell phones to tablets and whatever the case may be, and PCs. But what I want to tell you directly, and again, comes from the heart. I'm not trying to create no bad blood between me and you, is that if you don't own a product, you don't have it yourself, and you don't play it yourself, I feel that it's not right in anybody's mind to feel that they can give an assessment or an opinion, piece, or video, or rant for that matter, without having experienced it personally themselves. I believe if I heard you correctly in your video, you said you don't own the game. Maybe you didn't buy it because you're not a Halo fan. Maybe you didn't buy it because you were skeptic because of all the bad feedback it was getting in the media. And again, I'm telling you from experience, it was taken out of context. The game was not nowhere near as broken as they made it out to seem or sound or be, unless you have latency with your speed and your connectivity in your areas in different towns, which has nothing to do with Microsoft or 343 Studios for that matter. Now, what I do think you should do as an adult, as a gamer, and if you like Halo, don't hesitate. Go out and buy it. Especially now, because right now you can pretty much get it cheap. You can get it, used if you feel that you don't want to give Microsoft your money because they didn't bring out an unbroken product. Okay? And experience it for yourself. Try it out for yourself. And I almost can guarantee you almost 95% that you will feel differently, have a different opinion, different outlook about it because of the fact that you are misinformed. And everybody else that think that this game is severely broken is misinformed. Okay? And I don't like when people do that they say things, make videos, and put it out there when they have a responsibility, as long as you're on YouTube and as long as you're anywhere trying to get your voice heard and be taken seriously. It's your responsibility to make sure that you give out the right information. It doesn't matter what people think of you. They think you're fat, they think you're ugly, they think you're a douchebag, they think you're a cockface, they think you're an ass sucker. It doesn't matter. Excuse my language. That's besides the point. The point is your responsibility to give out the right information. And if you are saying something and giving out an information about something that is not something you've experienced yourself because you don't own it, my friend, I'm sorry, you don't have a right to say anything. Even if they put a comment on your section, you don't. Okay? You really don't. And whoever else does this, to be honest with you, you're making yourself not only look slow, not only look retarded, but look pretty stupid. That's like me saying, oh, I know PlayStation 4 is this way, and that way, and I don't even own the console, or I've never played it. It just sounds dumb. And I'm not saying that that's what your intentions were. By all means, that's not what I mean. But as an adult to an adult, man to man, I'm telling you, go buy the game. Experience it for yourself. Then make another video in response to the kid and still say what you gotta feel. If you feel the same afterwards, then fine. More power to you. The problem is that right now, the times that we live in, and it's been like this for a very long time, to be honest. It's just getting worse and worse. The more advanced things get and the more technology that keeps coming out, There has never been anything in life that is 100% reliable. Nothing. From cars to tablets to computers, anything electronic is not reliable 100%. It's an AI. Even human beings are not 100%, reliable. Okay, the difference is an AI can't fix itself. It needs help from a human being. A human being, obviously, if you make a mistake, you have the choice that you can try to fix it and learn from that mistake and not make it again. That is the advantage. That's the difference, obviously. And maybe that's not a good metaphor to show you, to bring up. You maybe think, oh, this guy's so dumb or an idiot, whatever. You get what I mean. Okay? If Microsoft or 343 Studios would have brought out the game and not tried to patch it up and not fix it, right now they're going to give us another map. They're even bringing out ODST with the same type of quality at 1080p, 60 frames. And they promised already they're going to continue the updating and constant fixing no matter what happens, because they want to make sure that the game doesn't have those issues that it had in the beginning or have even worse issues later down the road. And they made that promise, and they have kept their word. has been doing this. I think as gamers, that's what we should appreciate the most. Instead of just looking at the bad aspect that the game came out with some bugs. Every game comes out with bugs. It's like if people playing The Witcher right now, when they play The Witcher, you see on these videos, there's a lot of bunt mapping, there's a lot of frame rate drops, and there's a lot of even pop-ups more than normal, even though it's an open world game. That's a normal thing in open world games. But, it doesn't mean the game, they didn't put the effort to it to do it, make it the best, or that the game is not finished or fixed. And that's why they already brought the patch at day one. Now, it's just that the bigger the games are, the more people and developers try to make these games ambitious and bigger, the harder it's going to be to have proper frame rate, steady frame rate, even resolution, textures, particles, lighting effects, filtering, textilation, whatever the case may be. It's not going to work 100%. And we shouldn't sit here and criticize so much. Yes, we have the right as consumers to complain because it's our hard-earned money. Yes, I'm not saying that. So please don't take my words out of context. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that, to be fair, is that they worked right on it right away and they fixed most of the issues. I personally haven't had no issues with it whatsoever since we had it, except small things like maybe an occasional freezing here and there, or maybe getting kicked out of a match in the middle of a match. But that happens with like 99% of the games. To be honest with you, people like Sony, instead of putting their hard-earned resource money towards things like dedicated servers like Microsoft, they don't. And that's why they had these issues with Drive Club. And Drive Club is horrendous. It works, but at the end of the day, if you look at it technically, with every little nooks and cranny that people are trying to look at Halo Master Chief, the Drive Club is pathetic. It's a joke. Now, does that mean the developer didn't try real hard to fix it and make it work? Absolutely not. I'm pretty sure that was never their intent. But to be honest with you, I just think that has more to do with the issue and the fact that Sony is having problems, okay, with their financially. They're in financial crisis right now, and they don't have enough money to put and invest in all their different projects and games and stuff like that. And they're wasting a lot of the resources right now in Project Morpheus, which I personally don't think it's going to be successful. I don't think people are really worried about that. I don't think it's going to sell the way they think they are. I don't think the world in gaming is really ready or ever will be for something like that. I don't really think so. I could be wrong. Yeah, I could, but I don't think so. Now, if they actually did this, and then all these multi-plat developers won't have the excuse of, oh yeah, but it's not running in we can't use the servers for the multiplayers because it's not fair to the competition like Nintendo or Sony. And to be honest with you, why would that matter if when you're playing on Xbox, you're playing Xbox to Xbox, you're not playing Xbox to PS4. It's different if you're playing Xbox to PS4, then I would understand why these issues wouldn't be fair. Okay, fine, granted. Even though it's still Sony's obligation to do dedicated servers and make that a priority before anything else, because these people are paying for it now on PS4, and they shouldn't have these issues like having maintenance just because of an update or having their consoles brick because of an update. That shit is wrong. That's just wrong. Even though people out there may not agree with me, that's just wrong. I'll be more pissed at something like that, But at the end of the day, if they actually had these, like I said, if it was PlayStation to Xbox One, then it would be different. But it's not. So why not use it if they're free of charge? They're not charging you for it, at all. But they don't get pointed out. Sony doesn't get pointed out for these things, and neither does Nintendo for not having party chats and things of that nature. It is what it is. Now, again, like I said, I hope this doesn't create no bad blood between me and you. I don't know you. You don't know me for a grain of salt as well. And if you don't like the video and you want to respond back and you're angry, by all means, go right ahead. You have every right. It's your channel. But I go to all these channels to look at information from different people and their perspective, because It's informative, and that means you have the responsibility to give out to the best of your ability the right information, or at least look it up and try to find out what's right and what's not right. Okay? And I'm not making an excuse for Xbox as well. If it's broken, and they had to make sure that they tackled the issue, and they had to make sure that they fixed the issue. That is their responsibility. That is their responsibility. But they have done that. That's the point. They have done that. It's not like they haven't. They turned their back and they haven't done that. They have done that. Now, okay. At the end of the day, we're all gamers. You know what I mean? Thumbs up to you, to your channel. I think you do great work. I think you're awesome. I think you're a cool guy, and I hope you have a lot of success. Me, basically, I'm just trying to get in the scene just because I want to get in the community, give good information. I don't really care if I get big or not. That's not what I'm looking for. I just want to give my Xbox community and the gaming community the best information I can as a gamer and as a person that's an adult and has experience and knows these things from experience or hands-on experiences about what's right and what's wrong to the best of my knowledge and my ability. So, I'm not trying to change nobody's mind or change your point of view. I'm just trying to help you look at things with an open mind and look at it in a different perspective. That way, maybe if you do a video, you won't sound foolish or come off as an asshole or a jerk or a douchebag, whatever the case may be, unless that's what you want to do and that's how you want to look and perceive yourself as. Hey, more power to you. That's up to you. I personally don't want to be seen and looked at as a schmuck or a douchebag. I don't, even though anybody here in this YouTube community don't know me, and they're not gonna. I don't really care if they think I'm a douchebag. That's not the point. It's the principle. So, again, thank you for taking the time to see this video. Sorry that it took so long. Mi sala is your sala. Hopefully I can do another video and you'll like it. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the subscriptions. If you want to subscribe, you can. That'd be great. Thank you. And I hope you take this video for what it is, a constructive criticism, not as me trying to disrespect you in any way. All right? Thank you, guys. Keep gaming.